Alrighty. Well, welcome back, Beans guys. Friends, out here at gym, I've got my body beatdown shirt on from Michael. He's a little younger man, but like myself, he hits the weights hard and heavy, and he's got a great channel. He sent me this shirt. It's a nice, comfortable cotton shirt. Maybe it'll help me lift better today. So I've already warmed up. Started with 135 for a couple, 185 for a couple. It's my second set at 2 1/4. I don't know how heavy I'll be able to go because my spotter is still at work. I'm hoping he will get back in time to be able to spot me for some heavy lifts. If not, well then it'll just be continually doing some at 315. I got my tablet here, which I think gives me a little bit better widescreen picture, but definitely is slow. I think I talked about that. And then if I get into heavier lifts, I'll bring the phone down and add that, make that part 2 or whatever. So, 225, I'm still warming up. Just trying to get everything ready in hopes of my boy getting here in time. The whole idea is just to stay warmed up and conserve my energy for heavier lifts. So I will go up to 275. I'm comfortable to 315 by myself. When I go heavier than that, I would prefer to have the boy down here, but I don't put collars on it, so if I need to, I can really dump the weights. Now, some people have been asking me about getting safety bars. Now I'm looking like I probably could put a set here that might be at the right one. So I'm going to try to order a set and hopefully they'll work. So I really don't know if they will or not. You're trying to get good visuals on the website. I guess unless you go to a store that you can physically see them, where I can bring one of these in with me, and there's really no stores in the area that I'm aware of. So this is usually kind of like an online thing only, or a catalog. So I will try to order a pair of safety bars. They would come here, they'd be on somewhat of an angle, and I'm hoping that would still be low enough not to interfere. This, I'm sure, obviously would be too high. And that's the only problem with this, is there's not really enough holes. The reason I got the 10 pounders underneath my bench was it gave me another inch and made it easier to unrack here. Somebody had asked me about that, and I said, listen, it made a difference. You know, of course they, oh, LOL, I guess, you know, but it works. And it made it easier for me to unrack and rack it, because I didn't want to come down here because then it's too low. So with the 10 pounders there, which I have plenty of, it did the trick. So it is Saturday evening, trying to get my workout in before I go into work. And I don't know if I'm going to go heavy. If I don't get to go heavy, I'm just going to do a bunch of probably doubles and triples at 315, which is still a good workout. I did knock out 11 of those reps on my burnout last time. Boy, did I feel that. And hopefully I won't get a cramp, which reminds me, people think I'm going to take an aspirin, and those tend to help keep me from cramping. Just reminding myself. All right, so time for a little break, and I will be back. Alrighty, so we're going to load up 275. Now, this is what a 25-pound weight looks like. So, it's smaller in diameter than the 45s. I get so many silly comments. Well, that middle one's probably a 25. How come there are different ones? Because it's my home gym. And I get the weights as I can. A standard weight set comes with 315 pounds. So generally you get, and it was a max one, that's what these are right here. So it says max, if you can catch that. It came with 245s, 235s, 225s, and some 10s and 5s. And with the bar, that equaled 315 pounds. So That's what it came with. So when I wanted more 45 pounders, well, then I was able to pick up these standards. Then after that, I picked up those black coated ones. They're still 45 pounds, they are metal, and they're coated so that, you know, if they hit the floor, they don't break things up. And then I was able to get 4 of these metal ones, because here at my parents' barn, my brother's son-in-law didn't want to come and get them once we sold the place. He said, you can have them. Who's going to say no to that? So I got 275 on there. The bench I bought because I needed a more sturdy one. I still have the one here, which I can use for different exercises. And I will. We're going to do some fall cleaning here and make some more room here. I got some stuff I need to get rid of. And then UPR Tech sent me this bench pad, which I like. It helps me stay on it. So I don't mind, you know, somebody sending me something new that's going to correlate with what I do. Now I get a lot of emails for collaborations on stuff that I really don't do. And you know, all they want is a video. Well, you know, the bench pad I'm going to use. You know, I had one guy offer me for, you know, end clips. I said, sure. You know, he goes, well, we'll let you know. We haven't made a decision on it then. I said, then why'd you send me the email? I said, don't bother. We're done. You know, but I've gotten some cooking probes. I cook. I've gotten a bug zapper. I got an ice bath, a $600 ice bath. Yeah, that was pretty nice. They should make pools, because that ice bath, I inflated it 2 years ago. It's been outside, and it's still inflated. Yeah, I know a lot of these inflatable pools for swimming don't hold air. Theirs holds air. But, you know, all I had to do is do some videos demonstrating it, which I did. I got people asking for game controllers. I don't play a lot of games. I play a little Skyrim, a little Fallout 3, a little Fallout 4, and that's it. And if I pay 45 minutes on it, maybe once or twice a week, that's about it. So, you know, it's just not something I'm going to bother making a video of. But anything, you know, fitness related, yeah, I'm fine with that. I've gotten some shirts and all that stuff, and I guess kind of neat stuff. Michael sent me this shirt, and I said, one of mine. I need to get some more made up. There's 275. And what I'm doing is just keep myself warmed up in hopes that my boy shows up so I can go heavier. And, you know, it just, you got to get the shoulders warmed up. You feel a lot of pressure all through here when you're benching heavy weights. I think the number one reason people stop benching heavy is because their shoulders get injured or it gets too sore. So that's why my workouts have changed a little bit. We're not really concentrating on any heavy touch and goes, just pauses, trying to make sure I don't injure myself before my meet on September 20th or 21st. Still not sure. I sent them an email. Their website and what they sent me kind of don't tell the same story. So I'll be back down for another set. Alrighty, so I got 275 on here still. Knock it out for a few. And then we'll probably jump up to 350. We'll see how the shoulders feel. And once it don't bother my shoulders, once it feels nice and smooth, then I know it's time to go on. So, still feeling a little bit here. So we're gonna knock this out one more time. And that's, you know, you gotta be able to change your workups out. You know, you gotta sit there and kind of react to how you feel. You know, your energy level. You're still going to push through it sometimes. But there's really no reason for me to rush my workout. Chances are I'm not going to be able to do heavy weights today. So the middle weights, just do more of them. Still helps me keep in shape. I do want to really knock it out of the park come next month. So I've got 4 solid weeks of workout still. And then probably 1 week of light before it's time to lift. So you just gotta try to stay motivated, stay on track, keep the nutrition going. Now I have been cutting back on calories a little bit, because I am kind of thinking maybe I'll jump down to the 242 pound class, improve my record there. Even though I know some people will be not happy if I do that, if I'm successful. And then in December, which I'll probably sign up for that tonight, just go into the 275 pound class and try to nail it there. In the SPF, they have a 259 pound class also, and it's only in that category. So if I don't get down to the 242, it's not a problem. But in the openpowerlifting.org, it will be considered a 275 pound class, which is fine. The whole idea is there's a certain number I want to hit. I want to at least get 451 on a pause, which would be a personal best that I've ever done in competition. I would like to do a little bit more, but that's where I'd like to be. That's my goal, is to hit 205 kilos, which I think is like 451 something pounds. I had just missed it 4 years ago, and like I said, the last 4 years it have been a struggle. To be honest with you, there were many times I was about ready to change it up and just, start doing lighter weights and higher reps. But I truly felt if I kept with it, I'd finally persevere, and I did. So I'm glad that I won those conversations with myself. Not saying it would have been wrong if I didn't, but it's not my nature. There will be a time that I will stop doing the huge heavy weights every time I work out. I just don't know when that time's going to be. So we'll come back down there and do one more set at 275, and then probably move it up to 315. Okay, so this will be the final set at 275. Then we'll go to 315, and I'll do those until I get done working out, or if my boy shows up, then we'll go heavier. Alrighty. Yep, we'll go up to 315, those felt better. Now I gotta remember to take that aspirin. Trying to prevent that cramp. I went up there with a thought process. Yeah. So we'll see what I can lift cause the trolls on Facebook to go wild. So I had one guy made a nice comment, saying, wow, very impressive lift. That's why you should never mess with an old man, And some other guy commented back, like he took offense to it. Somehow it challenged his manhood, not sure how. But he's sitting there, well, a bench has zero effect in a fight. You better bring more than that. And of course his handle was John Wayne, pretty sure that wasn't his name. And of course you got from here down, you can tell he lifts. Definitely a guy who concentrates more on bodybuilding, and definitely look like design gear, but it's neither here nor there. But I was wondering, why would you care? So I said, my worries about getting in a fight are extremely low, and here's why. I don't go out and look for one, number one. Number two, I'm never in the bar past 8 p.m. Number three, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", 250 pounds. I know I'll probably not look like it here in the video, but I am a big guy. So most people are not going to be wanting to mess with me. And I said number 4, refer to 1, 2, and 3. But if there is that slight chance, and it would be a very slight chance, that I would have to fight. Trust me, what I bench is the last thing you have to worry about. Because I will bring everything to the table. But my lifestyle doesn't put me in that position. It really doesn't. I don't go out to the bar often. I don't go out late. If I am out, I'm out with my wife. And we're around friends. So we're in a group. So I don't put myself in that position. And I've got a really nice disposition when I'm out. I'm out there to have a good time. So I'm not out there to sit there and try to tell everybody, ooh, look how tough I am. So I don't know why this guy took offense to it. And I even asked him, I said, so, I don't know, I'm kind of confused. Why would you care? You know, I mean, some of the comments I get is like, you know, I'm just posting what I'm doing to inspire people to lift. I'm not telling you I'm any better or worse than anybody else. This is what I do. You know, well, you probably can't even squat 150. So what? I mean, I can, but so what? What does it have to do with what I'm doing? You know, I'm just wondering why so many people get triggered over what I do. I'm there to get people inspired and motivated to better themselves and to have more fun in life. That's what my videos are for. Hopefully that's what you get out of it. So welcome back to McMeans Cottage Fitness. And now we've got dual camera mode. Woo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 45 pounders, 45 pound bar, 315 pounds. I'm still warming up. I'm having in hopes that my spotter will soon be here. Alright. So I'm just going to do probably 2 and do a couple sets of them. And if I do get help, I can go up to heavier weights. If not, well, then I'll just keep doing this. So I know I guess I don't make it look hard. It's hard, it's still 315. But I do a lot more. But this is how I kind of slowly get my shoulders ready for the heavier weights, because my feeling is if I just jump to 405, it would hurt. Being 64 years old, you do have to make some adjustments to your workout. I don't have clamps, because if I have to, I want to be able to dump them. Although, I am thinking, I know, a terrible pastime, I know, that I can put these lower ones down here on the bottom rack and maybe use them as okay. Huh. Aha, probably they go a certain way. There we go. And I can use those as there we go. I can use those maybe as some sort of safety bar. Not a very good one, but there we go. So if I have to, I can drop them off here. I don't think that's going to interfere with my lift. We will find out. Alrighty. You weren't supposed to do that. So why would it have done that? So, got the video back on. I thought I had it on pause. I must have shut it off. Oh well. So I'll have to put tying these two together. 315. We'll do it one more time. And then I may go up to 365 on my own. We'll see how this feels. Like I said, I had these down here in case I did have to dump them. They are low. I guess better than nothing. It kind of gives me an idea of where the safety bars would attach. I'll try to get a visual on it when I lift. There we go. So yeah, it kind of comes with the problem is trying to get it at the right level. Even if I buy some out and come out to here, are they going to be at a level that's going to do me any good? I just don't know. So let's go to 365. So I think I can still safely handle. Yeah, one of the guys was trolling, and he's an older gentleman. I just said, you know, how old are you? And you're trolling that line? I don't understand it. Being a grown man, why you would act like a 12-year-old, you know, with adolescent problems. I just don't understand it. You gotta be better than that. So every now and then I'll embarrass you. I'll put you on my wall of shame. But I know most of the ones that do troll, you can't comment on their post because they know. And like I said, most of you I block. But some of you, I'm gonna put you out for the world to see. And I know you don't like it because you think that you're hiding behind that screen and no one knows you. Well, some of you we know. Some of you I know where you live. I know who you work out with. And if they knew how you act, they'd kick you out of the gym. There's going to be one boy in Streeter's going to come for a rude awakening. You're just not at the level you think you are. But anyway, the idea is just to motivate and get you into some sort of fitness program and let you know that there are still things possible no matter what your age. Sometimes we just sell ourselves short or we believe the rhetoric. And some people in the medical, you know, I've had doctors tell me I shouldn't be lifting heavy for the last 20 years. I'm glad I ignored them, all right? Because I'm in far better shape, not the best shape, but I'm in far better shape than most of my age group. Now, there are people that run marathons, there are people that do other stuff that are just phenomenal, and I applaud them for that. You know, if I see a distance runner, I'm not going to ask them, well, how fast can you run the 100? What does that have to do with anything? What they've done is phenomenal. So I'm here to encourage people and motivate people to live a healthy, more active lifestyle, which I think is a lot of fun. So we'll go from there. I got 365, that'll be the next one I do. Alrighty. Alright, got 365 on here. And this might be where I end it. We're starting to run out of time, and we've got storms moving in the area. Lately they've been kind of going everywhere but here. So I'll leave that loaded, and I may come down and do it again, or I may hold it here. If I do hold it here, which is looking likely, then I will probably do another workout on Monday. And the reason is, I don't consider this a heavy workout, I consider it a light workout. And So I don't think I've really worked the muscles as hard as I could or should. But it's getting close to 9 o'clock. I gotta go to work. And I haven't eaten dinner yet, so. And without a spotter, that's as heavy as I want to go. So I think I'll post part 1 right now, which will end with that lift. And if I do decide to go heavier, then it'll be on my camera phone. We'll do that as part 2. So remember, rest, nutrition, proper exercise, hydration. Just get in the gym and lift. Make adjustments when you have. And, kind of pay attention to yourself. At this point, 5 weeks out, I don't want an injury. I've had it happen before. It sucks. You get yourself all ready for a huge event, and then you go there and you have to cut back your weights because you came at it too hard. So we're going to count this as a very light workout. Still helps keep the strength in that. And then, not tomorrow, but Monday evening, I'll do a full hardcore workout. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday.